quote. Now my opponent, Joseph, he did say something about how a business owner was paid only a mere $300 for winning, yet he ended up paying $7,000 or however much money because the other opponent had a lawyer. Now, that doesn't necessarily correlate with what we're arguing, as the American rule is your side pays regardless whether you lose, you just pay your own fees, whereas the loser pays lawsuit, only the loser pays, whereas in this case, the winner won, but he still pays? Now, that makes no sense. So disregarding that, now the whole idea of this American rule is to keep it fair, as if you think about it, this loser pays lawsuit is very discouraging to these small business owners, and it contradicts with what they're saying, as if they lose, they're paying tons of more money rather than their own fees. And usually lawyers and the plaintiffs, they do sign an agreement, usually known as a contingent fees. Now contingent fees by the American Bar Association is basically when a client pays a contingent fee to a lawyer only if the lawyer handles the case successfully. A contingent fee is basically like a portion of the winnings of the cases that are won, and these are typically seen in personal injuries or in workers' compensation. Now, contingent fees are very useful, as it's safe for these small business owners, like they said, as if they were to lose a case, they wouldn't have to pay, especially in the American rule where they'd have to just pay their side, but because they lost, they wouldn't have any contingent fees to pay. Contingent fees really aren't that big of a deal, as it's only 33% of usually it's 1/3 of what the successful cases provide. Now, another argument I would like to bring up is, another claim would be the pricing, as amounts may vary regarding the different attorneys that these people hire. As Therese West says, there is no fixed standard by which attorney fees can be measured. Some counsels demand more than others. Some clients are willing to pay more than others. More counsels may be unemployed than are necessary. Now, if, let's say, we were to switch to the English rule or the loser pays lawsuit, and one side has the amounts of monies to spend so that they will be protected, whereas the other side may not have the money or the fees, and yet they lose. Now they are filled with a large debt, as stated by my partner earlier, with Pauline Hughes and her widowed and her recently deceased husband. And within the American rule, there are some exceptions with the whether through the payments. So there are 6 different exceptions of the American rule. There are contracts, bad faith, common funds, substantial benefit, contempt, and fee shifting statutes. Now, also within the loser pays lawsuit, there can be you can see a bunch of systematic abuse within, as Therese West also states. When both clients and counsels know that the fees are to be paid by the other, there is a danger of abuse. Whereas one side can just, like I stated earlier, spend massive amounts of money in order to win this lawsuit, in order to not pay anything at all. And that's it.